Sevilla isn't loud. It's not trying to be a headline. It knows exactly who it is. If you ever want to know what it feels like to dream with your eyes open, this might be it. We landed with 30 minutes of sleep, no plan, just 3 people, a couple of backpacks, and a camera. Technically, this was a sister's trip. I wasn't really invited, but I tagged along anyway. Probably because of FOMO. Definitely because of FOMO. It was low effort on my part, did maybe 2% of the planning, so I decided to seize the opportunity. We walked through Seville, blurry-eyed. Narrow streets, warm colors, something quiet but alive under the surface. First instinct when you're sleep-deprived in a new city, yep, you guessed it, sleep. Food. Always food. Brunch was a reset button. We passed by the famous bar Alpha Alpha, the tiny tapas place with a wait for hours. Looked incredible, but we didn't really have it in us to wait. So we're at a tapas spot in Seville. We finally came around to picking one of them. That actually was also the only spot that's open and available right now because there's just so many people in the area. We got into our Airbnb. They're still doing some cleaning from the guests before, but we're so excited to stay there. Slept at 3:30 a.m. Still haven't adjusted to the time. We woke up at 4, so I slept for maybe 30 minutes last night. Now we're about to enjoy some tapas and wine in Sevilla. Here we go. A world of croquettes. And then, of course, in true American fashion, Caesar salad and hamburgers. I know, when in Spain. But don't judge us for comfort food. Then we found a coffee shop called Jester. The espresso hit just right. Banana bread had no business being that good. And of course, can't forget the gelato. Quick European travel tip. Pistachio is the truth test. If it's vibrant green, skip it. If it's beige, it's the real thing. Trust the beige. At least that's what the locals told me. I trust them. By the afternoon, we were wiped. No choice but to head back to our B&B. A quick power nap turned into missing the whole evening. Yikes. But it was well worth it.
Yeah, I'll read it again. No, it has it wrong. Cruz Campo Festino. I really want to.
That's the bread.
Yeah.
Dipped in wine.
No. Dipped in milk, wine, or honey, then fried, especially around Easter, but available year-round. What is on your pants?
Ice cream.
You're a little boy.
So yesterday was our first full day in Sevilla. We didn't do much yesterday because we were all just so tired from the train ride from Madrid. We checked into our Airbnb, which is pretty much in the center of Sevilla. This city is so rich in culture. The weather's been great. We're just tired and exhausted. Took a 3-4 hour nap. The cool thing is everything starts pretty late. People only start going out around 8 o'clock. We had dinner reservations for 10:45. So it was nice to just stroll out at that time. It's very common over here, just as a country as a whole, to eat late, stay out late, and wake up late. And what's particularly different about the city compared to other parts of Spain is it just feels really safe. It feels like you could just walk down the street. I'm not gonna say there isn't a crowd. There's somewhat of a crowd, but it just feels like everyone respects the city and they treat it as such. The streets are pretty clean. And when it comes to food, my favorite thing so far has been croquetas, which are these like fried potato cutlets. They have ham sometimes and some other types of ingredients. If you go to each city or just even restaurant to restaurant, the way they make it is just completely different. The sangria has been amazing. Again, there's a huge difference from the sangria, the way it tastes in Madrid than the way it tastes in Sevilla. And of course, because I'm a carnivore, I had to get some steak out here. It was absolutely delicious. What you notice about even the meat here is it just tastes so much less processed. When you mix it with simple ingredients like butter and garlic, you really get the aroma and the flavor of it. It feels like all the other ingredients around the dish is what brings elements into the steak itself. Yeah, I guess if you had the steak by itself, itself, it would be pretty bland. We went to a restaurant called La Brunilda. It was one of the most recommended places, so we had to try it. But after a light stroll in the city, even though it was awake, we had to get back because we had an early morning today. I had to get up, go for a run, have some breakfast. We have tickets for... Nicole, where are we going today? Not Real Alcázar. And what is it? So today we got tickets to Royal Alcázar, which is the royal palace out here. What's cool about this is it used to be an Islamic citadel back in the 10th century. You can see a lot of influence from different cultures into the buildings out here. I've been appreciating architecture recently, so to me, when I see the influence of certain buildings from certain cultures and certain religions, it's pretty cool. And it's one of those places where, out of respect, you can't wear hats, you can't go in with shorts. I like the fact that they keep that culture, they have that pride, and more importantly, that respect. It's not like they're gonna hold you to it, but at the same time, when you see everybody respecting you, kind of just want to go along with keeping and preserving that culture. That's a big thing out here. They love to keep the culture and they love to preserve as much as possible while still managing to have fun and live life. Just so far, if you were to ask me would I move out here, I probably would. I'd probably say somewhere around like 3 to 6 months. It's definitely a safer city. You almost feel like you could leave the doors open and no one's gonna walk in. People seem very respectful and people are very kind. Even the locals out here, a few times they went out of their way to come out and help us, to ask where we're going, what are you guys looking for, if you're looking for coffee. And these are not people that are trying to sell anything, these are just local citizens that live around here. And I've also noticed that if you have trouble speaking the language like we do, there's always random people who understand both languages just come in and try to help both sides. It's not really like me, myself, and I type of attitude. Really love that out here. So if you guys want to see what it looks like, come join us for our day.
Every time I'm with you, girl, you make me everybody sees it too. Thought our love was true. Now you're leaving my heart out. Left me high and dry. Thought we'd make this thing work, but you didn't try.
Once you step through its gates, everything gets quiet. This place has layers. An Islamic fortress, Catholic palace, Renaissance additions, but it doesn't feel like a museum. Arches, shadows, geometry you can feel under your feet. The kind of place that reminds you that some beauty is built to last. Without modern tech, how did they even build this? Aliens? Nah, I'm just kidding. Or am I? This is nice.
I think it's breathtaking. I think it's really beautiful. Colors, patterns, textiles, all of it.
It is insane. Video doesn't do it justice.
The gardens too, the greenery, the plants, the flowers, like it just all comes together really well.
She's also half asleep. She's in her own world, not paying attention to anything. She's just trying to make it through. She's waiting for all the tours to be over and go get some more drinks.
Allergies are really fun. It's really scared of people.
We should go to a pharmacy.
She's in the garden of all places.
Call it everyone.
We're covering some serious ground. I think so far we're walking about 15 to 20,000 steps a day, which doesn't take a lot of effort because we're walking everywhere by foot. Still, one of the most remarkable things about this is how they preserve 10th century architecture. Again, constant theme, People really like to keep it clean. I probably should have brought more SD cards. Hopefully I have enough memory for now. There's just so much to see. There's just so much to film out here. What do we have next?
We have the Cathedral of Seville. And then we're going to try to go to the oldest bakery in Seville.
Are you ready to go? Mm-hmm. All right, let's go. After that, we headed into the Sevilla Cathedral. Inside, one of the tallest churches in the world. By the way, completely unplanned, but we stumbled upon Christopher Columbus's tomb. Could have sworn he was Italian, but history wasn't my best subject. We climbed the Giralda Tower, 35 winding ramps. At the top, silence, wind, some beautiful bells, and the whole city beneath us. Then the bell rang right above us. And for the moment we all waited for, one single strike. A little underwhelming to say the least, but we got some great cardio in, and that's all that matters. Lunch was Italian, pizza, pasta, and zero shame about it. You eat what your body asks for. Besides, we're on vacation anyway. More gelato after that, because at this point, why not? And now to offset that, had to go on a run. Is my math thing? I think so. The city feels different at night. Calmer maybe, but charged. Like it's holding something back. We headed out again, dinner at Marabunda. It wasn't just great food, it was food with personality. Then came to the TikTok trend. They wanted to film it, took a few takes, because of course it's never just one. We walked towards Fería de Abril. You can hear it before you see it. And then it just unfolds. Crowd, color, feeling alive, flamenco dresses swirling, horses, casetas full of food, family, and dancing. It all started in 1847 as a livestock fair. Alright, so what do you guys think about this?
Very crowded, but very fun. Very cultural, very fun, lively, very crowded.
Actually, what, Nicole? I'm not even in it.
Is that even
I think we're probably gonna head out and get some hamburgers. We have a Five Guys right across from us. You just want to show it around?
Yeah.
I just want to know if we could go to like one of those booths. Do you think they have hot dogs here?
It's not a carnival.
Feria is carnival.
No, it is. They're in carnival.
Now, it's one of the most unapologetically vibrant celebrations in Spain. Inside, music, movement, stories being lived in real time, with the most friendliest people to foreigners. And even though we didn't know the language, we felt it. That night, the city wasn't whispering anymore. It was celebrating. And so were we, with some late night McDonald's. Our final day started at Plaza de España. Built for the 1929 Ibero-American Expo. But it feels like a set from a movie. Maybe something out of a James Bond film. Perfect symmetry, Provence tiles stretching around the square, canoes gliding by. So this is Plaza de España. This is a spot that I've been wanting to check out for probably about 10 to 12 years. One of those bucket list item things for me. I saw a video a long time ago and I really wanted to check it out. I heard there's so much culture to it. When you're here in person, it's so different. It's probably the biggest landmark in Seville. You wonder how these buildings were made. I wish in the US there was a lot more architecture influenced by this. It's unreal when you're actually here. And it's cool to see people dressed up here with the flamenco outfits. People are dancing, having fun. It's just the culture overall is so amazing. I hope one day that I can actually live out here for maybe a few months at a time or something. But something I miscalculated. We were at every lady's photo op dreamland. Bamboozle. So you got all the photos that you wanted?
Yeah, I wanted some by the fountain, so maybe that would be next.
How many photos?
I just wanted a few by the fountain.
But if being a personal photographer / mobile coat rack every 5 minutes was my price, it was well worth it for the plaza. This city didn't overwhelm us. It didn't even try to win us over. It just let us in. Street by street, bite by bite, gelato by gelato, until we looked up and realized we were already part of it. That's when I had to remind myself, it's the people that built this. The locals who opened up their homes so we could take a slice. And most importantly, it's the people that I came with who made this experience worthwhile. We'll be back, certainly. Maybe for just a little longer, maybe something a little more permanent. Until then, we had these memories.